Hello, darling. Hello. I am so glad to be here, and I wanted to send you this quick video. Hopefully, it'll be quick because I am here in Miami. And I wanted to tell you something that happened that was really fun. And it just kind of confirms this energy of manifesting and calling in our desires. And I talk about this in every newsletter almost that I send, every post that I make. You know, for me, I felt like my desires, I wasn't worthy of my desires. I felt like I had to work really, really hard for my desires. I felt like if my desires were realized, it meant that I was selfish or greedy. And, you know, as you might already are familiar with the good girl, you know, that's very good girl energy. And what happened is that I spent a month in Italy, and I just got back literally a week ago. And the other day I was in the north, where it's so cold still in America, and I was like, OMG, like I need inspiration. So when I went to Italy, so much expanded. I went there because I had a conference. I spoke, translated into Italian, but I spoke to 200 women, and it was amazing, and I felt so expansive. And then I had the gift. I gave myself that gift to ride around Italy, beautiful, enjoy, open, because this is what happens too. When we get out of our comfort zone, when we get out of our routine, there's so much that opens up. And I realized that traveling is one of those things that truly ignites my wild woman. So I got back to the north, and it was still very cold, and it felt very contractive. And you know what? I woke up on Monday. I was supposed to travel next Monday with my husband Rob to Miami because we're celebrating my family's 50th wedding anniversary. Wedding anniversary. And it's just, you know, they're coming from Argentina, and we're all meeting here. So it's just a fun opportunity to connect with my family, to be all together. We rarely do that. So when I was there, when I was in the north and I was home and it was very cold, I started to feel that contraction within me. Everything that I expanded in Italy started to feel very contractive, and I'm like, no, I need to do something. And I woke up with this like big impulse, big desire to go earlier to Miami because my family was already here, and I was just coming the week later. And I'm like, well, why do I have to wait? And so what I did was I felt my desire. I felt that impulse of my desire. And sometimes what we do as women is that we get very anxious about our desires because in reality it's coming from a place of fear. This is what it used to happen for me. I used to feel like I want it, but what if, I want it, but what if I don't get it? So I don't even want to think about it, or I don't even dare to think about it. So it's so important that when we feel the desire, and this is what I want to share, a little bit of this recipe. When you feel the desire, instead of going into fear, allow yourself to expand and feel the impulse. When we're not in like that fear energy, and we can allow ourselves to okay, how can I, right? How can I? Then when you ask that question, you open yourself, you are in receiving mode, you lean back instead of being here, right? So in front, trying to figure it out. There's nothing to figure out. Really, if you allow yourself to lean back, you open the space for the creativity to flow, for the possibility to open up, for you to receive the message that you're meant to receive. So what happened is I went, okay, how can I do this? And I called the airline. Because of course, as you know, right, when you change your plane ticket, you have to pay a penalty, or you have to buy a new ticket if the price is too high. Anyway, so I was instead of going into the logistics, what I did was, okay, how can I do this? And I called the airline, and I didn't know this. My husband Rob had bought those tickets with points. We have points. And I called the airline, and they told me, oh, you can totally change it without a penalty of if you got your tickets with points, there is no problem. And I got amazing seats. Nothing changed. Only I was able to change the date. I didn't pay any penalties. I didn't pay extra, nothing. It was so easy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to share this with women. And so here's what I want you to know. I've been talking about this more and more. I have a retreat coming up on the 20th of May. This is the Empower Woman Retreat, What Woman Experience. And I was talking to a woman who reached out the other day that wanted to connect with me. And we were talking about this exact same thing. So she is totally excited about it. She's been following me for a while. She really knows that she's covered all the basics with her business side. She's been operating in the masculine, and now she feels like it's time for her to step into her feminine. She wants to honor that for herself, for her marriage, for her kids. She wants to be that feminine, nourishing example. She also wants to experience more joy. She feels like there's a lot of control that she falls into. This is what happens when the good girl is activated and the wild woman is not. I hope you can hear me and there's not so much wind. When the wild woman is not activated and the good girl has a huge grip on the wild woman to trying to control her because she's scared of the wild woman power. That's what we do at the retreat. We work on healing the good girl, allowing the good girl to release that grip so you can fully, or at least start moving into your wild woman power. And we dedicate, at the retreat, we dedicate a full day to the wild woman. This is what this woman was so excited about. She's like, Paula, I need this. I need to reconnect with my wild woman because my mom wasn't really feminine and I didn't really receive that many feminine examples. And she said, I know you embody this so well and I want to learn from you. So when we talked about, okay, so the logistics and the dates and the times, and she's like, well, I might have a conflict and I don't know, the money, I don't know, there's something that I'm doing too. And so there's two main things that happened. When she went into that, immediately she started contracting. This is what I was telling you about your desires, what I just did, right? Like, what's the main thing to do? You create space. So you ask the question, how can I? You don't go into buying into the fear. You don't go into like, no, I can only do one thing. That's another thing. Another thing is that we go into either or. We don't go into, okay, why can't I have both? Because we're so conditioned to only give ourselves just enough not to look selfish, just enough so just in case it doesn't work, just enough that I think I deserve just that, and then I don't want to take up space, I don't want to take from others. And it really doesn't work because there's more than enough for everybody. Only you have to allow yourself to believe that. So I was telling her and she's like, oh my gosh, Paula, like I'm just, even from this conversation, I'm just receiving so much. Now I know I really need to be at that retreat. And I'm telling you, this woman is going to be at that retreat no matter how many things happen, because the moment you and I have that conversation about you exploring the possibility of coming to that retreat, you are already going to realize even more of the things that you're meant to receive on that retreat. Does that make sense? Even I have another woman who's going to come, and she has a wedding, and I was talking to her and she's like, oh, but okay, let me see, but I have to change the flight, but I can totally do that. And you could see how she was so beautifully allowing yourself to walk through that sort of hurdle, right? Sort of like that wall, that something, that fear. But then she's like, no, you know what? It's going to happen. I just have to find out. And you could see that in this case, she was open. She wasn't like going into fear. So most of us good girls are so used to denying ourselves of our desires because we never learned that it was possible for us. Whether you want to work into improving your relationships, feeling more strongly connected in your life, in your desires, in your joy, whether you want to really feel a deeper connection and intimacy in your relationship, whether you want to receive more abundance in your business and really stop over over analyzing too much, or falling into fear that there's not enough. That's what the Wild Woman Retreat is all about. We open so much and we heal, we release so much of those limiting beliefs, of those old patterns, all those things that are not longer serving you. And we dedicate, like I say, a full day to explore, to expand, to meet the Wild Woman face to face. So if you have been feeling the calling that there's something more for you, that you've been following me for a while and you love to join me, this retreat is, we do it in Isla Mujeres, Mexico. It's the home of the goddess Ixchel. This is the goddess of prosperity, abundance, fertility, anything that you want to be realized. We're gonna do at the last day, we're gonna go to watch the sunrise, and we're gonna go to visit the temple of the goddess Ixchel, where we do a beautiful meditation so you can fully receive your vision. A lot of us women don't even know what we want, and we're gonna work every day. We're gonna work towards beautifully open yourself to receive. So I want to invite you to jump on a call with me. I love to talk about it, to see where you're where you're looking to expand, to explore your feminine power deeper. If you've already been doing this work, then there's always a next level. If you feel like you're ready to receive big, the beauty of a retreat is that you must get away from your routine. Like when I went to Italy, I had so much juiciness, not only for the experience and the places that I was exploring, but also time for me away from my normal routine, away from the things that what I have to take care of. And I even took time away from my business. You might have noticed it. And I just needed to come to be. And there's so much juiciness that came through. And I can feel a different energy. And perhaps now you can feel it too. It is time that you give yourself the permission to realize all of your desires, to claim them, to embody them. The retreat is designed for you to embody your feminine, to call in your wild woman, to heal the good girl who's having such a grip and controlling so much in your life where you can't even breathe, where you end up exhausted and depleted and burnout. There's no need for that. There is another way, and I love to show you. So if this is resonating with you, I'm going to send you the link on this video below. If this is something that you truly feel connected to, we have a private beach, we have a gorgeous Spanish villa, we sleep together under the same roof, we wake up with yoga, like you're gonna be cleansed from the inside out and really feel the power of who you truly are. So reach out to me, send me a message, respond to this email, this video, and I really look forward to jump on a call and see where you're stuck, how we can really allow that desire. I can teach you more, we can talk about it specifically for your needs, and I so look forward to sharing time one-on-one together on that gorgeous 5-day retreat. Mwah! Sending you so much love, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.